Hey everybody, well, I thought I'd come down here to Bakersfield Yard, catch the local putting some stuff together, take out the Lerdo and Famoso later on. Not going to follow him out there, but maybe catch him going through a couple of locations, doing some work once he gets out there, and can see him crawling around here over my shoulder. It is about 8:30 in the morning. It's one of the trains that when I was working and the days I'd have to work in my office, when they're making up longer trains, they back and forth through the crossing, drive me crazy with their horns. But they're working back further in the yard. You can see the bridge back there behind me, the Mount Vernon overpass. The office of the depot is beyond that, about another eighth of a mile or so. So we're pretty deep in the yard, and talked to one of the guys that works here. Told me where they're going to be working, not necessarily their schedule. They'll get out there as they get out there. So anyway, let's get acquainted with the Lerdo. I don't know what they call this train. I don't know if this is the Lerdo Local or the Famoso Local. Seem they change their names all the time, but I'll ask somebody. All right. See the switchman there, lining this guy. He's got the switch normal, so he's gonna that other switch. Looks like he's going to go back against that hopper. Again, I find myself having to apologize for the crappy shooting conditions because of the air and my constant clearing of my throat because it's so foul. It's really getting annoying. See that metal building on the other side of the tracks over there to the left by the signal bridge. That is the building that's going to replace the old depot. Still appears to be quite a long ways from being finished. I know there were a lot of issues. You saw some of my videos about whether or not they were actually ever even going to use that, but it does look like they're going to. That doesn't bode well for the depot itself. I'll move down to the depot, Baker Street crossing. Comes the local. He is closing the switches up behind him. See the guy getting on the end of the train back there. I don't know what those positions are called. The guys who have to ride on the back of the train there. If you know, leave it in the comments below. I'd be interested to know that. You'd think I would. I've never asked anybody. I don't know if they're switchmen or brakemen. But anyway, Come down to the depot. What a shame. What a beautiful building. Even in its dilapidated state and vandalized and everything, it's still a good looking building. Just a shame they're probably going to just tear it down. This will just end up being an empty lot. You can see all the wood on the windows where the people have thrown rocks through it. That last arched window on the right there, right in center frame, that was my office. And it looks like all that glass is all broken out now. Might point out is that's the Metropole Hotel over there. I don't think it's called the Metropole anymore, but that's what it was from the time it was built until pretty recently. And the Metropole, and then you can see under the awnings there of the depot where the traffic light is over there, that building, that was once a motel. The brown building down there was the St. Francis, still the St. Francis. The Faith Church there used to be a motel, hotel. I don't recall the name of that one. Then the Rankin is down that way a little bit. You saw that in the piece I did about the earthquake. And then there is the Jackson Hotel. All these hotels were used by trainmen in the old days when Bakersfield was a division point, the steam days especially, when there was so much going on here. And the trainmen would stay in those hotels when they were laying over. All right. Doesn't look like anybody's going to challenge the gates, because they do a lot here. They talked to the trainmen, said they were going to head out to Famoso first, drop some stuff off there. So we'll get out to Famoso, catch them out there. All right, we're out at Famoso. That is the Highway 99 overpass. Trains getting ready to come another, and I don't know exactly where they're going to go here. And this is the Western Milling Plant. Huge facility. And the old Famoso water tower there, Western Milling purchased that and painted it in their colors. That little signal there that you can see that's got red on the bottom, that is a come out signal controlled by that cabin over there. There has always been a controlled signal here coming out of here, but this is where it used to be controlled out of. This was the 68R case. But when they upgraded the signal system, they abandoned this, got rid of the circuits back here that this used to operate, and these switch circuits. These used to be controlled signal switches, but they aren't anymore. These guys are gonna get these switches opened up. Looks like he's going to come and line this switch right here. This is actually a derail. Even though it doesn't technically derail a train, it will push it back away from the main line. trains can run while they're in here working.
Play Dreams by Fleetwood Mac. We'll go viral.
That or Welcome to My Nightmare. And this is the Famoso Local. I just asked the gentleman there. Could not remember which one this was. There used to be quite a few different locals that pared them down quite a bit. But anyway, they're going to take their car in here, whatever they're going to dump in here. See that backhoe working back there? That is the Koala Water District. Doing some work back there. There's canals back there, ditches, sorts of water stuff. And they're going back into the storage tracks rather than actually into the plant. Pull these out, back up against the boxes that they came with, and pull the whole thing out, and according to them, go to Lerdo. Two of our biggest modes of transportation in America. I may not have been able to get over there where I wanted to get, but I drove through the plant a little ways and found this little road along Western Milling's access track. This is a track they use to pull cars in and out of the plant. Catch these guys a little bit closer so you're not looking at them from a mile away. Those storage tracks, ah, dang it. You can see the train curving around to the right there, and then it curves around to the left 90 degrees, and the storage tracks actually extend quite a distance out that way. While they were doing some work out here, you can see them pushing back towards the main line. I wanted to come out here and give you an idea of how extensive these storage tracks were. There's where we were a while ago, the plant way over there. Those storage tracks extend from right at the base of the freeway there, around here, and they switch off here at dead ends out there about 300 yards. All right, they have moved in from the storage tracks out there. They ran the locomotives around the other end of the train, hooked up on the other end so they could pull forward out of here, which they are getting ready to do. the switch back in the derailing position, its normal position. Line that back for the main line. All right. See them getting back in the locomotive there. But anyway, these guys are gonna do their job briefing and head down to Lerdo. So let's go down there and meet them down there. All right, we have moved down to Lerdo, one of the noisier places to work because Highway 99 is right there. And talked about things I won't miss in my video, things I will and won't miss. I will not miss Highway 99. I'd forgotten how much I hated driving on 99. I went up there this morning, the traffic's insane. This location has an electric lock. This does not have a come out signal the way Famoso did. They're trying to get rid of most electric locks from now, from what I understand. And see him go over there. He'll open that door. Since he's going in, he doesn't have to wait for anything. The lock will just unlock. Throw the lock bar over. Look for the points. Make sure nothing's in there to jam the points up or make him hurt his back trying to throw the switch. Right down there at the other end. They'll line that into the crossover, or the turnout I should say. We call this the Laerdo Crossover. It's not really a crossover. It's just a turnout into a non-controlled siding. They're backing this up. They're going to store the cars back there. I always forget that piece of track is there. There used to be an electric lock at the other end of this. This is the Lerdo siding. And many years ago, back in the late 90s actually, they had some issues with that switch, so the track department came and straight railed it and took the turnout out because they were afraid the FRA was going to get them for some problems with it. And our boss, a guy named Roger Rico, I talked about what I thought of my boss's video. Told us go out there and take all the signal circuits out of that switch before they decide to put it back in. So we did that, and then a few years later they wanted us to put it, they came and said they were going to put it back in service. We told them, oh man, we took all our stuff out. You'll have to talk to the honchos about getting a work order to put it all back in. So they just never did. The industries that are served by this are GAF, the water tower. That water tower used to be for a big industry here called Ranchers Cotton Oil. That went out of business many years ago. They tore all that down and built this. And this is the Shafter Shingle Plant. They make roofing shingles here. And they must make a lot of them because they have train cars coming in and out of here. Those semi trailers over there in and out of here all the time with material. You see that the cars there that are looks like they're being loaded over there, and trucks are in and out of here all the time. And anyhow, and the other industry is across the street there where you see that truck going by there, those built over there. That is Grimway Farms. We're at Lerdo. Lerdo is about 7 miles from Bakersfield, which feels that way. You can't see it because of the nice foul air. And they're going to go in there. Looks like they're going to go in the plant mort before they put their cars in there. They've hooked onto some cars, dragging them out. It's a pretty cool ballet these locals and switchers play, getting the right cars in the right places and putting them here and putting them there. If there are any trainmen watching this, let me know in the comments below if you preferred road jobs or locals or yard jobs. Imagine everybody has their different preference. I know in the signal department, I preferred working in maintenance. I'll go by a crossing and say, hey, we built that. Hey, that's where we are sneaking up behind us here. That's why you always stand in the clear. Evidently, I was right about them wanting to run trains. But anyway, as I was saying, let me know in the comments below which of the jobs you preferred and why. I know I preferred maintenance. For one thing, I was going to say for one thing, you make more money, but in the end, with the Union Pacific Zone gangs, you can make a ton of money working on gangs. But I don't know. Got to work by myself most of the time, create my own schedules. Not really do what I wanted to do, but you didn't generally have anybody breathing down your neck, looking over your shoulder. You were out on your own. It was up to you to get your job done. Gonna come out of there and go right down this track into the Grimway. Looks like, yeah. come to a stop. They'll occupy the crossing circuit. Inch up onto it. There the gates go. As soon as the gates are all the way down, you can proceed through the crossing. As you can say, they just set the air, and it looks like they're going to pull those hoppers into that toll storage unit. So we're going to leave them there or just get more. Alrighty. It looks like they are done with their switching at GAF. And I said that was a cold storage a while ago that's over there. It's not a cold storage, it's just a transfer facility, a package and transfer facility. FedEx uses it. I don't know if UPS does, but trucks transfer freight stuff in there. They're all done there. They didn't go into Grimway. Just all GAF and JCS, I think is the name of that other place. Everybody getting on board. And the SJVR is going out onto the BNSF, which is where they generally keep their trains. So we've been out here in the morning, watched them leave. Out here in the afternoon, watch them put them to bed. Had a gentleman from the car department come over here, and I didn't know any car guys were still over here, but just want to see what I was up to. But they're going to stick this guy in the yard, and I'm sure they're going to go to bed for the night. And their day's going to be over, and I am going to get out of here. Well, that will bring to a conclusion my day of following the Union Pacific Famoso Local around. I hope you enjoyed it. A lot of running around that I ended up doing, but oh well. When you're retired, you have time for that. Anyway, shoot me some ideas. Never forget to do that. I'll see what I can do. And like, share, subscribe, click on the bell if you want to be notified of future content. And we'll see you all on the next adventure.